Let's take a look at the chart action for USDT.D, which is the Tether dominance chart. I got a request for this on my Discord, and if you're new to the channel, you should check out my Discord. We could chat about crypto on there. So yeah, I got a request for this to take a look at it, and it looks kind of interesting. I actually never looked at this chart before, but we can take a few things from it. And there's another chart that I want to look at, which is the US dollar coin dominance chart. These are the two stable coins that I'm most aware of, is Tether and the USDC. So we'll take a look at this chart, and then we'll take a look at the US dollar coin chart. But in general, what I'm looking at is we have resistance, resistance, support, support, and we have kind of like a W pattern, or possibly maybe a triangle pattern. We have this top right here, and then we have a bottom like this, and basically we're bouncing in between these two trend lines. The other thing we can argue is we have support, 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 and it's trending to the upside. Let's go ahead and put a trend line like this. I think if it breaks this trend line going to the downside, it can mean a couple different things. Either the crypto market is going to get stronger and more people are going to get out of Tether as this chart goes down, or, I mean, the other thing you could argue is that if this chart goes down, more people will be getting into US dollar coin. So in general, what I'm thinking is if we break to the downside, it could be good for crypto. And if we break to the upside, it could be a bearish sign for crypto. In general, the more people that are in Tether or a stable coin, the less people are in the crypto market. So that's basically what I'm thinking. We have this top trend line and this bottom support line. I mean, we have this top resistance and this bottom support. It kind of looks like we're testing both sides right now. It looks like we're kind of got resistance on the top and we're testing this bottom right now. Like I said, if we could break to the downside, it might be good for the crypto market. However, it could also be good for the US dollar coin. So let's go ahead and find the USDC coin, and we have the dominance chart right here, which is the USDC dominance. And as you can see on this chart, we also have this movement upwards, and it's actually looks way better than the Tether coin. So we have support right here, support right here. Let's go ahead and do this uptrend like this. We had resistance right here and resistance right here, giving me this downtrend, something like this. We actually broke this trend line going to the upside, and ever since then the USDC has been going up. Let's go ahead and do another trend line on the bottom. So we have this support, and this support. Let's go ahead and do that trend line real quick, something like this. And it seems like the USDC is trending upwards in general. Let's go ahead and go to the daily time frame and get a better look, or get a more magnified look. We have resistance right here and resistance right here. This kind of could be a a rising wedge pattern, which is bearish, or it could be bearish. Once we break this trend line going to the downside, I mean, these rising wedge patterns are usually bearish patterns. Once we break down, I mean, if you could break up as well, which would be parabolic. That's usually how we get parabolic runs, and we would target from the top to the bottom, something like that. If we drag that, I mean, if we do break to the upside, we'd be looking at a target something like this. But if we break to the downside, what we'd be looking at are the previous support levels, or pretty much the bottom of the wedge, which is around, let's say, 2.26%. What I'm thinking though is if this pattern breaks to the downside, I think it'll also be good for the crypto market as opposed to the stable coins. As long as this chart is trending up, more people are getting into stable coins, and less people, I mean, they're moving their money into stable coins as opposed to Bitcoin or any of the cryptocurrencies. So like I was saying, if we could break this trend line going to the downside, it could be good for the crypto market, or it could mean the same thing like I was talking about on the Tether, that more people are going into Tether. That's just what I'm kind of thinking. In general though, I think if both of these charts are trending down, if we go to the US dollar coin or the Tether coin, let's go back to that real quick. I think if both of these charts start breaking these trend lines going to the downside, then that will be good for the crypto market. I never heard of these charts before. I never really looked at them. And like I said, someone said to check it out on Discord. So I thought I'd give it a look, and I thought I'd show you guys what I'm thinking. It does look like we're testing to the downside right now. And like I said, if we could break these trend lines going to the downside, that might be a good signal for the crypto market. I think if we break to the upside, though, it might be a bad sign for the crypto market, as more people will be getting into Tether than the cryptocurrencies. Let me know what you guys think, though. If you guys like these videos, hit that thumbs up so I could see you in the next one.